Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Rahma.
My name is Dr. Isha Abid.
And this is episode 2 of Behind the Scalp. On this episode, our guest speaker is Dr. Nasir Raza Wan. Dr. Nasir Raza Wan is a neurosurgeon and a neuroscientist and currently the CEO of Spinacare Lahore. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Nasir. Very lovely to have you with us today.
Walaikum assalam. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Alright. So sir, starting off, could you please tell us a bit about yourself and your journey from med school to neurosurgery?
My journey started before med school. I was actually interested in physics. I wanted to be a scientist. And my parents are both doctors.
Okay.
For them, it was a surprise that their son the only son doesn't want to be a doctor. So they kind of set me up and then, convinced me to take up biology just to get the taste of it. So in my O-levels, I did physics and biology, the science subjects.
Right.
And yes, biology did fascinate me. Then the mysteries of neuroscience, mysteries of the brain was what really got me in my med school. Right from first year, I started dissecting brains. My dissections would be actually taken up later by the anatomy department as models and they would, put them up in the anatomy museum. So neuroscience was my, real passion from day one. Then neuroscience, I was not sure what to, pursue because neuroscience as a subject does not exist here in Pakistan. So the first thing I thought of was psychiatry. I wanted to, understand the mind, understand the intricacies of behavior and that sort of thing. After my graduation, I went to my professor of psychiatry and I said, I want to be a psychiatrist. And he looked at me and started laughing. And anyway, so my father was a professor of forensic medicine. So he had done forensic psychiatry during his training for a full year. So he was very reluctant to let me go into psychiatry because psychiatry has its own morbidity. Psychiatry actually, after a certain time, if you're too sensitive, it does get you.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to be, again, the one to allow his only son to get into psychiatry and later on have some problems. So he said, think of other things.
Mm-hmm.
Psychiatry was out, physics was out, and then during my house job, I rotated to medicine, to surgery, and I loved the environment in surgery.
Mm-hmm.
So it was natural that I drifted towards brain and surgery was neurosurgery. But the part in me that liked psychiatry, the part in me that liked physics is still there. And I ended up doing my fellowships in functional neurosurgery. That's electrical stimulation of the brain for functional disorders. You operate on anatomically intact brain to alter function. So I did my fellowships in functional neurosurgery and I did 2 fellowships and I came back. Again, functional neurosurgery involves brain implants which are extremely expensive and not many people here can afford them. So I've only had a chance to operate 3 times here ever since I've been back and it's been more than 15 years.
Mm-hmm.
So then I got in touch with my colleagues at LUMS and for the last 8 years I've been associated with LUMS and I've been working on some projects to develop some indigenous products, locally produced, cheaper products which we can actually ultimately commercially produce so that our people can also reap the benefits of implants and the latest research. So we're on our way.
Okay, so you decided to pursue neurosurgery. You rotated in surgery and wanted to become a brain surgeon. So how did you navigate that? Where do you want to pursue your residency? And you went for fellowship outside. So how was it coming back here? And as you said that you only got to operate on few patients. So how does that work for you?
that doesn't work very well for anybody who wants to come back to Pakistan, but you have to be persistent, you have to be patient, and you have to have that certain, वो जो जिसे कहते हैं ना कीड़ा होना चाहिए आपके दिमाग में कि हमने ये यहाँ पे survive करना है. That's the only way you can survive here. Especially with the kind of stuff that I wanted to do. लेकिन उसके पीछे वही चीज motivation भी थी. I had seen my own people जो अपने अपने silos में बैठे काम कर रहे हैं, and they're doing great work, absolutely great work. Or just for the lack of some coherent integration, interdisciplinarity, the work doesn't come to fruition. So that was the motivation कि मैं जाऊँगा तो कुछ ना कुछ करूँगा. Even before coming here, when I was in Pittsburgh, वहाँ से I started, when I knew I'd be going back, मैंने वहाँ से online internet पे I started contacting people who were Pakistanis doing their PhDs abroad, and got in touch with a few of them. उन्होंने respond किया, उनसे मैंने यही collaborate किया कि कब आप वापस आओगे, कब हम बैठ के वहाँ पे एक अपना network develop करेंगे. और उस वक्त जब मैं वापस आया हूँ तो I wanted to work in a public hospital so that I could actually help patients and do things that I had learned. Public hospitals were not geared for that high-end kind of a thing. What got me into neurosurgery was हमारे वक्त में इतनी options थी नहीं. So neurosurgery was kind of an outlier. Neurosurgery में लोग नहीं जाते थे because it's tough, because उसका residency program tough है, because residency के बाद life tough है. So वही बात है, मेरे तो दिमाग में वो पीछे वाली craze था that led me to neurosurgery. मेरी अपनी rotation जब neurosurgery की FCPS की requirement है, उसमें when I was doing my FCPS, उस वक्त उसमें 6 months surgery required थी, 6 months neurology, and 4 years of neurosurgery.
Okay, that was like shorter than now.
Much shorter. लेकिन मेरा interest psychiatry में भी था, मेरा interest in getting good भी था. So I did a full year of surgery at the expense of delaying my FCPS. I did 3 months in plastic surgery. I did a full year in psychiatry. And my father was really
upset over this.
Lekin I did a full year in psychiatry, I did 6 months in neurology, and then I went to neurosurgery. So with that background, मेरा वो पहले से neuroscience का interest जो है, वो trigger हो चुका था.
Okay.
And neurosurgery को I approached with the fascination of a neuroscientist, and that stuck with me. So इसीलिए when I came back, I kept in touch with those people that I had contacted. I tried to network with them. When I ultimately ended up joining Sharif City as a professor, Sharif City के बिल्कुल साथ there is ComSats Institute. So ComSats में there is a research department called IRCBM, Interdisciplinary Research Center on Biomedical Materials. उनके पास में जाता था. Every Friday I would हम लोग जुमे के वक्त फ्री हो जाते थे. उनका सेंटर 5 बजे तक चलता था. So after Juma I would go there, sit with them, discuss things. उनके साथ भी 3-4 हमने ऐसी चीजें develop की which are now at a commercial stage. And हमने hemostates develop किए. बाहर का hemostat simple सा जो हम use करते हैं during surgery. Spongioston is a spongy thing. जब oozing होती है brain surface पे से, तो you put that over it because you can't cauterize that part of the brain. Plus bigger vessel हो तो वो easily cauterize हो जाती है. जो ooze है, you can't do anything with that.
And you can't even locate it कि वो इस time पे कहाँ से ooze आ रहा है.
That's what neurosurgeons do. ठीक है. So उसके लिए we use a sponge या gelatin का वो बना होता है, या वो एक fabric सा आता है which is called Surgicel. We layer the surface with Surgicel. It just plugs the whole ooze and sticks to the surface. But वो एक छोटा सा 1 square inch उसका is very expensive.
It is.
So हमने ComSats वालों को मैंने वो बताया, उन्होंने वो सर्च किया, उसको reverse engineer किया, and then what they did was they took chitosan. Chitosan is what is found in fish scales. और fish scales यहाँ पे जो मछली वाले होते हैं, उनसे उन्होंने वो bucket loads of fish scales लेके आए, उसको purify किया, chitosan से gelatin add की, bones की, and then they made their own hemostat.
That's nice.
और वो at 1/10 the price. अब वो उसको market कर रहे हैं. So that kind of a thing. Especially जैसे अभी lumps के साथ collaborate कर रहा हूँ. These are the things which I'm doing to keep me afloat, to keep me surviving, to know you let me continue with the rest of the stuff that I'm doing. क्योंकि वो जब तक आपकी वो fascination feed नहीं होती, it's really tough to survive there.
So you did your residency here, you went to US, you did your fellowship. So when a person comes back from US with all of these fellowships, that person is sort of a very big shot. So you could have easily landed to a very, easy to go position at a very high-end institute. Rather you chose to, start Spinacure as a startup. So why didn't you opt for the conventional path that, okay, I've studied so much, I would just do surgeries and become a big professor and just, earn easy money. When, sideways, you have a lot of hustles going on, a lot of projects going on. So how does that work?
Again, it's not easy getting your the more you spread out, the more you thin out. So I'm really struggling with giving time to all the projects that I've started. Lekin, one of the biggest reasons to start Spinacure was when you're in clinical practice, in active clinical practice, you encounter all sorts of patients. And majority of the patients that a neurosurgeon encounters, surprisingly, are spine patients, back pain, spine. There is a very tiny percentage of patients who actually need surgery. So spine ke patients mein, there's a vast majority of the patients who are to be managed conservatively. Ab conservative management ke liye, like every specialty has every surgical specialty has a counterpart in medicine. Cardiac surgery has cardiology, urology has nephrology, neurosurgery has neurology, but spine is such an unfortunate field जहाँ पे दो specialties इसको deal करती हैं. It's either neurosurgery or orthopedic surgery. अब orthopedic and neuro are both like surgeries. So spine physician as such कोई नहीं है. Neurologists deal with spine, orthopedic surgeons deal with spine, neurosurgeons deal with spine. लेकिन as a specialty medicine की spine की back pain की नहीं है. आजकल rehab medicine is coming up as a well-recognized specialty, but in those days it was not there. So I used to look out for my patients and try to find कि मैं इनको जब conservatively manage करना है तो कहाँ refer करना है. Invariably, I would end up referring them to either physiotherapists or pain medicine people. और referral का हमारे यहाँ पे बहुत ज़्यादा concept नहीं है. हर बंदा अपनी मर्जी से treat करता है. Good or bad, वो treat होते हैं. But when I would think of referring, I would have nobody to send them to. Physiotherapists के पास जाते थे, वो थोड़ी बहुत therapy देते थे, but the patient would invariably, without exception, I'm not exaggerating, end up getting worse and coming back becoming a surgical candidate. And I would operate. मेरी ego थोड़ी देर के लिए satisfy हो जाती थी कि जी मैंने non-surgical को operate नहीं किया, but patient का तो benefit ना हुआ. So then I looked up, I read about it, and I came up with the idea कि खुद non-surgical treatment शुरू करें under one roof. So I hired a few physiotherapists, trained them, taught them. Dr. Rahman has been with me in Spinacure in the early days. उसने attachment की थी. She would know. ऊपर हमारे पास एक conference room हमने बनाया where I would actually have lectures of these physiotherapists. और उनको spine पढ़ाई उनके बारे में. Then ultimately जो मेरे physiotherapists थे, they ended up knowing enough about spine that I was confident कि मैं इनको spine handle करने दे सकता हूँ. So that's how Spinacure started. और फिर there is so much to do, so much more to do that I've actually had to give up on my academic job. मैं वहाँ से actual design करके full time of Spinacure कर रहा हूँ because it's taking up all of my time. यहाँ पे एक बहुत बड़ा इसका pro भी है. The pro is that I am independent and I can do the kind of stuff I've always wanted to do. Electrical stimulation and neurotech. हम यहाँ पे जो non-surgical treatment spine का कर रहे हैं वो भी involves biomechanics.
Yes.
We are actually dealing with spine in biomechanical methods. उसको traction दे रहे हैं, उसको manipulate कर रहे हैं, and we all do it customized to every patient. उसका reason भी यही है कि हर patient different है, हर patient की pathology different है. So I sit with my therapists, I sit with neurologists. We have a neurologist now. I sit with neurologists. We discuss every individual patient. और उसका treatment plan फिर हम बनाते हैं. And alhamdulillah, it's working out fine.
Alright. The next question is a little different. So, if you woke up tomorrow and completely forgot how to do surgery, your hands forgot it, what surgical pathway or what career pathway, what else would you choose?
Ooh. Maybe physics. Maybe I would be a physicist. I would go back to my first love. But having been through everything, you said if I forgot everything.
Yeah.
Lekin having lived through whatever I've been through, the ultimate thing that I want to do is know about human consciousness. मेरा वो neuroscience का एक वो जो passion है, कीड़ा है, वो so human consciousness की approach आप multiple sides से कर सकते हो. आप उसको physics से कर सकते हो, आप neurology, neurosurgery, आप psychiatry, multiple aspects से कर सकते हो. तो maybe I would have been a psychiatrist or physicist or maybe even an astronomer. Because astronomy was something that I was very much into when I was in school. I used to have a telescope. I would stay up all night on the roof, and maybe I would be an astronomer.
Okay. So a question that is very close to my heart, and so there is a narrative that's spread worldwide that women should not pursue neurosurgery. It's not something that's good for them, or something that they cannot pursue long term, or even surgery in general. So what are your thoughts on that, being a neurosurgeon for so many years and working at so many places and getting exposure in Pakistan, outside Pakistan. So what do you have to say on this?
Excellent question. क्योंकि मेरे पास आजकल बहुत सारी बच्चियां आती हैं with fascination, with interest, asking कि neurosurgery कैसी है. There is some truth to the narrative as well. It's not an easy job to be a neurosurgeon. Especially in our culture. हमारे culture में ख़वातीन के ऊपर जो responsibility है वो बहुत ज़्यादा है. Like every working woman has to play 2 or 3 hats simultaneously. जो घर जाती है तो she puts on a hat of a mother. Office में जाती है तो she puts on a hat of an executive or a secretary or whatever. ये जो hats हैं इनकी अपनी demands हैं. Motherhood is a full-time job. Or neurosurgery is much more than a full-time job. With a neurosurgeon, you can't expect to have social life, you can't expect to have a personal life, you can't expect to have family life. सिर्फ इसलिए कह रहा हूँ कि training तो tough है ही है, लेकिन इसकी demands as a specialty ऐसी हैं that you have to be on your toes all the time. You are not sure कि surgery 2 घंटे लेगी या 8 घंटे ले लेगी. You can never tell कि रात को middle of the night कोई trauma का patient आ जाता है which you have to attend to and you can't delay क्योंकि इसमें every minute counts. So ये चीजें आपस में compatible नहीं है. That's how the narrative grew. कि yes, जब वो एक when a lady has responsibilities at home, she has kids at home, which demand her full-time 24/7 attention. और दूसरी तरफ एक ऐसा job है जो again demands 24 नहीं बल्कि 14 attention. वो दोनों को आप simultaneously नहीं कर सकते. तो इस तरह ये grow किया. But with the advent of technology, with the advancements in science, बहुत सारी बच्चियां are now coming up with क्या कहना चाहिए creative ways of handling both. और मेरे ख्याल में as a specialty it's not bad. It's extremely fascinating, extremely engaging, extremely good. So इसमें specialty का इतना problem नहीं है. इसमें उसकी डिमांड का प्रॉब्लम है। स्पेशलिटी की डिमांड थोड़ी सी नॉर्मल स्पेशलिटी से ज्यादा है, सो इसलिए ये नैरेटिव है। बट आई डोंट थिंक कि इसमें किसी को अगर रियली इंटरेस्ट है तो हेजिटेशन होनी चाहिए। हाँ, एक और चीज ये जो मैंने अभी कहा कि रियली अगर इंटरेस्ट है, ये इतनी डिमांडिंग चीज है, इतनी हैवी चीज है, अगर आपका इंटरेस्ट नहीं है और आप किसी के कहने पे या किसी को देख के न्यूरोसर्जन बनना चाह रहे हो, तो यू विल बी मिजरेबल फॉर द रेस्ट ऑफ योर लाइफ। You have to have that crazy passion in you to be a neurosurgeon. And if you have that, by all means do neurosurgery.
Yes, so by the initial conversation that you started, there's a quote that a man's job is from sun to sun, but a woman's job is never done.
True.
Yeah. So, and do you think that the entire the ecosystem of medicine and surgery it's not very woman friendly? It's
Yes,
not very
it's
female
not.
friendly.
It was not a while ago. अब है, अब थोड़ा सा चीजें चेंज हो रही हैं। सबसे बड़ा इसमें फैक्टर चेंज ऑफ एटीट्यूड, चेंज ऑफ कल्चर का है। पहले हमारे पास वैसे ही आप सिर्फ मेडिसिन की बात नहीं करते, हमारे ओवरऑल सोशल सर्कल में विमेन फ्रेंडली जॉब्स नहीं थी। अब विमेन फ्रेंडली जॉब्स भी आना शुरू हो गई हैं, जनरल अवेयरनेस भी और अवेयरनेस सिर्फ अमंग वुमेन नहीं चाहिए, अवेयरनेस अमंग मेन चाहिए। एक्चुअली दैट्स मोर इम्पोर्टेंट देन अवेयरनेस ऑफ वुमेन। सो वो आ रही है एंड पीपल आर मोर conducive to the fact that women are working। और जिस तरह हमारे मुल्क में जितनी half of our population is women, so अगर हम उनको काम ना करने दें, especially those who want to work, we're losing our own productive people।
Yes।
So ये चीजों की अवेयरनेस आ रही है। So मेडिसिन में भी अब लोगों में सोशल और थोड़ा सा वो रिगार्ड आ रहा है that women can be surgeons, women can be physicians। हमारे वक्तों में तो जो लेडी डॉक्टर व्हाइट कोट पहन के आती थी तो उसको नर्स समझ के सिस्टर बाजी कह के बुलाया करते थे, ऐसे नहीं आप anymore।
Yes, the fact that we are having this conversation today is an evidence that things are improving and
Yes.
with time it will evolve.
Absolutely, absolutely। और वो वैसे भी मीडिया, थैंक्स टू द सोशल मीडिया, अवेयरनेस इतनी ज्यादा है among the newer generation। हम जैसे जो ओल्डीज हैं इनको क्या कहते हैं, मिलेनियल्स, ग्लूपर्स, बूमर्स। हम जैसे बूमर्स को भी अब चीजों की समझ आनी शुरू हो गई है कि ये इसके बगैर गुजारा नहीं।
But you're not a boomer. You were just born in the wrong era.
बेटा रॉन्ग एरा रॉन्ग प्लेस। वो कहते हैं ना कि ऊपर से मैंने छलांग तो अमेरिका देख के मारी थी और बाय द टाइम आई लैंडेड द अर्थ हैड रोटेटेड।
Right. Okay. So the next question is a little about another stigma that's very common. There's a saying that goes, neurosurgeons have a god complex. How much of that is true? Do you agree with that?
Agree with that, दो चीजें हैं। Agree with the fact that whether it exists or not, it absolutely does. Absolutely does. Agree with the fact that it should be there? Absolutely not. Yes, there is a god complex among neurosurgeons, and ये सिर्फ यहाँ पे नहीं है, it's worldwide। Neurosurgeons के बारे में when I was abroad वो बात कहा करते थे कि वो जो jokes नहीं होते कि what's the difference between neurosurgeon and God?
What?
God knows that there's a difference।
Oh.
So yes, neurosurgery में बहुत सारे इस तरह के jokes हैं। There is और वो to an extent justified तो नहीं है, understandable है that you're dealing with the organ of humanity, organ of life, or heart भी organ of life है, and so does a cardiac surgeon have the arrogance of being a cardiac surgeon। लेकिन neurosurgery में ये है, they think very highly of themselves, they look down upon other specialties।
Maybe because the brain is the only organ that cannot be transplanted yet. We don't know that.
You never know। But then will it be a brain transplant or will it be a body transplant?
That's
The person is in the brain, isn't
Yes.
it? So ये भी सोचना पड़ेगा।
Yes.
So yes, there is, and no, it should not be। There are very क्या कहना चाहिए, many senior neurosurgeons जो इस स्टिग्मा को, इस स्टिग्मा तो नहीं कहना चाहिए, इस लेबल को हटाने के लिए बहुत सारा काम करते हैं.
Like your son. Yeah.
No, मैं सीनियर न्यूरोसर्जन की बात कर रहा हूँ. There is this neurosurgeon UK based Henry Marsh. उसकी एक book है First Do No Harm. Have you read that?
No, sir.
That's something you must. It's
Sorry.
based on his case series और उसने anonymize करके उनको stories में बना के लिखा हुआ है. And he talks about this human part of being a neurosurgeon. और ये इस तरह के बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो कर रहे हैं. So yes, we should do away with this stigma. लेकिन ये है,
It's a stigma. Yeah.
ये label है.
So one interesting thing that we found out in your profile is that you have written that you are a neurosurgeon by default and a neuroscientist by choice.
Absolutely.
And you are one of Pakistan's very few neurosurgeons who are actually, working towards getting a patent for your project. So would you like to tell us about that?
Uh-oh. Yes, patents, actually there are 3 different things that are in process.
Okay.
And एक की application is underway. Different कोई बात मैंने आपको बताया था that I am more of a neuroscientist because I want to merge technology with neuroscience. And neurosurgery is a very technology dependent specialty. Not only in the equipment that we use during surgery, but also in the fact that there are a lot of actual implants that we are using in brain, in spine, in the nerves to alter function. और वो हम locally, indigenously develop करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. The patent that you're talking about is, I will not give you all the details, but I will tell you what it is. It's an electrocorticography screw.
Okay.
It's a screw that you just do a small incision, put in the skull, and the tip of the screw rests on the dura.
Okay.
And on the outer surface, there is a small transmitter that transmits electrical activity that the tip of the screw detects.
Okay.
So it's much more accurate than surface EEG. It's almost as accurate as electrocorticography that we do during surgery, but that is an indwelling implant. Indwelling implant का मतलब है that it stays there because you've screwed it in the skull, and वो हम उससे long-term recordings ले सकते हैं.
Plus it's an invasive procedure.
It is an invasive procedure.
It's both diagnostic and therapeutic.
It's both diagnostic and अभी हम सिर्फ detect कर रहे हैं electrical activity, but the ultimate goal is to be able to stimulate as well. और वो basically जब epilepsy में जब आप detect करते हो seizure activity, so you need to detect it while the person is having a seizure, and we don't know when the person will have a seizure. So generally जो हमारी EEGs होती हैं वो interictal period में होती हैं, and most of them are normal. And with every EEG there is a statement that the normal EEG does not mean that the patient does not have it. That is because interictal period में electrical activity भी normal होती है.
Yes.
So this screw that we've developed is because we want to detect activity during the seizure. और चूंकि ये minimally invasive है, small screw है, एक local anesthesia के साथ डल सकता है, so it's an indwelling screw without any protruding wires, or it has a transmitter that can remotely detect what it picks up. So yeah, that's the kind of.
So have you thought about a name, or do you just want to name the conventional electro blah blah blah, or have you
You're
thought
gonna
of
give
some?
it your name. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
We are calling it an ECOG screw.
Okay.
Electrocorticography screw.
Okay. So as we're talking about technology and all of this stuff, so what are your thoughts about Elon Musk saying that he's going to implant chips into people, and what about Neuralink and all of those things?
Just yesterday,
Yeah.
I read that China has beat him in developing. Yes. And I've actually reached out to those people to, to ask about it. China just launched a similar implant, an implant to record and stimulate the brain in as much of detail as Elon Musk's Neuralink, but with a lot less invasiveness than his implant. It's a extradural implant, और वो एक्स्ट्रा ड्यूरल इम्प्लांट उन्होंने अब अप्रूवल ले लिया है फॉर कमर्शियल लॉन्च.
Oh.
So that's what I'm saying कि वो they beat Neuralink to commercialization. So it's available commercially. And it's a remote implant, exactly इसी तरह का implant जो which has a lot of wires और वो surface पे spread हो जाती हैं and the implant itself stays in the skull and picks up all the electrical activity and stimulates the brain. So yes, it's fascinating. There was a time where I wanted to be on his team, लेकिन now I don't. I want to do it on my own. Now we are trying to. Now that we have a team, we have a good decent team now. हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे we are working with 4 different people. One is an electrical engineer, one is a biomedical engineer, and one is a computer hardware scientist.
That's great.
So in लोगों के साथ we are developing our own stuff, inshallah.
So with the Elon Musk and all of these things, you are a neurosurgeon and a neuroscientist as well. So आपका जो neurosurgeon वाली side है, how much that agrees with him, and आपकी जो neuroscientist वाली side है, how much that agrees with him?
No, 100% both ways.
Okay.
You know, ये वो चीजें हैं बेटा जिनकी modern application या future applications are very beneficial. लेकिन इनमें वो जो sinister, ulterior वो चीजों का डर है ना, वो इतना नहीं है. क्योंकि इससे बहुत सारी और ज्यादा ऐसी चीजें हैं जिनमें वो sinisterity बहुत ज्यादा है. AI itself, ठीक है, वो भी डेवलप हो रही है, उसका बहुत फायदा हो रहा है हम लोगों को बहुत जगहों पे, but we never know when it can start working against us. So इस तरह के implants में वो जो negative चीजों का डर है ना, वो इतना नहीं है. So इसलिए I am all for it.
Talking about AI, since we're talking about it, because you're someone that studies the human brain, the debate of human brain versus AI. Many people say AI is going to win, but the human brain is beyond capacity to study. Actually, as a doctor, as a physician, what do you think is going to win? Who or what? Can the human brain archive the AI, or can AI actually defeat doctors?
This is the debate I've been having with myself for a long time. I've read a lot about it. और वो जो मैंने आपको बताया कि वो जो consciousness का मेरा अपना एक passion है, उसको understand करने का. So the biggest thing is that we are not going to know when this AI wakes up, if it wakes up at all, as conscious, right? लेकिन there was a time when I used to very strongly believe that computer can't ever become conscious because it takes a certain biological touch to being conscious, being aware. लेकिन एक मेरे colleague हैं, again he's an assistant professor at LUMS, he's an Ali Raza. उनके साथ एक दफा बहस हो रही थी, and he came up with a wonderful explanation of what he meant will happen. उन्होंने क्या कहा? उन्होंने कहा कि जैसे हम language को अपना एक pinnacle evolutionary step समझते हैं, उसी तरह अब इस वक्त you actually talk to ChatGPT, you actually talk to Grok, or they understand what you're saying, they respond accordingly, and you understand what they're saying, so you actually have a conversation.
Yes.
So computer has developed an ability to talk to you, which we thought only humans could, or as a structured language. वैसे तो language animals में भी है. Delphinese is what dolphins use to communicate. Echolocation है. So languages तो animals में भी है, लेकिन structured language की मैं बात कर रहा हूँ. अब computer can do that. पीछे जो substrate है, वो हमारा biological है, computer का silicon है और वो electrical है. It's totally different. The way they communicate is totally different the way we understand language. वो prediction software है जो next word predict करता है, next sentence predict करता है. हमारा brain इस तरह go के directly नहीं करता, indirectly हमारा brain भी यही कर रहा है. वो anticipate कर रहा है what's going to happen और हम उसके accordingly respond करते हैं. लेकिन दोनों का mechanism different है. वो large language models develop करते हैं, वो neural networks use करते हैं, उसको different weights देते हैं response को, और ultimately come out with an output. और output वही है जो language की है, but the route to that output is totally different in a computer and in different in the human brain. इसी तरह what Ali Raza believes, which has kind of convinced me as well, there may come a time when the machines develop the ability to look conscious, maybe on a totally different mechanism from what we believe consciousness is, but we as humans will have no way of knowing whether they are not conscious or whether they are. इसका मतलब क्या है? मतलब ये है कि अगर वो आपको conscious feeling दे रही हैं, with emotions लग रही हैं, with understanding लग रही हैं, maybe they're just responding the way large language models respond. लेकिन अभी I'm talking to you, right? You know you're conscious.
Yes.
I know I'm conscious because I have that inner experience of being conscious. But how do I know you are conscious and how do you know that I'm conscious?
So experience.
Not just experience. You look at my responses.
Yes.
And I behave as if I'm conscious.
Yes.
Right? You look at the red waste paper basket and you feel it's red. And I ask me and I say, yes, it's red. How do you know that I'm having the same experience that you're having? You can't.
Yeah.
You only have the report of me telling you that I see it as red, which you believe is the same as yourself. समझ गए हो?
जी.
अब इसी तरह कॉन्शियसनेस में हम जब पेशेंट्स देखते हैं और डिसाइड करते हैं कि ये कॉन्शियस है या अनकॉन्शियस है, हम क्या देख रहे हैं? Just responses.
Yes.
So there is no way of having the inner experience of another person the way we have the inner experience of ourselves. So इसी तरह machine में कोई experience हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा, we'll not be able to tell. The only way we'll be able to tell is by looking at how they respond. And वो किसी ना किसी तरह वो achieve कर सकते हैं. And I'm afraid वो हो जाएगा बड़ी जल्दी. And I see that happening in another. That's all hearsay. लेकिन to me this is not too far. Another maybe 4 or 5 years.
So what's the threat behind that? Isn't like you will have another model of something that you can have a better communication that can solve better problems, or a lot of time we say to be humans, एक हमारे अंदर हम communicate कर सकते हैं एक दूसरे से. But आज की दुनिया में everybody is so isolated, and even though we are sitting together, but we'll be on our phones and कैसे करके. So वो एक social isolation है, हो चुकी है अब काफी ज्यादा. People don't really like to express. और जितना वास्ट सोशल मीडिया हो चुका है, जितना लोग अब उस तरह की आप सोशल मीडिया पे जाते हो, यू सी ऑल ऑफ द सॉर्ट ऑफ फैंसी स्टफ कि हर किसी की जिंदगी का एक अच्छा एस्पेक्ट आपको नजर आ रहा है, आपको ये नहीं पता चल रहा कि पीछे क्या चल रहा है. उन सब चीजों ने आपको बहुत आइसोलेट और इनसिक्योर कर दिया कि आप नहीं बता सकते, या मैं रहमा को नहीं बता सकती कि मेरी ये प्रॉब्लम इनसिक्योरिटीज है, बिकॉज आई बी लाइक शी माइट जज मी, और ये वो सारे कुछ ऑथेंटिसिटी खत्म होती जा रही है. सो उसी के लिए एक मॉडर्न सोल्यूशन, can't it be a modern solution for that?
Well, it can, but there's a lot scarier alternative to this as well. तो scarier alternative ये है कि वो हमारी isolation और बढ़ा दे. वो भी देखो, you and Rahmat together because you've been together throughout your med school.
Yes.
You've been together as friends.
Yes.
There are things Rahma knows about you that everybody else will not.
Yes.
Because you felt close to her and you kind of confided in her. Social media अब ऐसा ऐसा हमें कम time दे रहा है to be close to somebody because we're all the time on the media. So हमारी वो जो एक human interaction का जो time था वो खत्म होता जा रहा है. Right? आपने खुद ही कहा कि हम isolate होते जा रहे हैं.
Yes, that's true.
AI आ जाएगा, as a companion आ जाएगा. I talk to these AIs all the time, asking questions. अगर हम उसको पर्सनल लेवल के एजेंट्स बिल्ड कर लेते हैं, जो कि हो रहे हैं बाहर, so अगर इस तरह के हो जाएंगे तो हमारी ह्यूमन इंटरेक्शन तो ऑलमोस्ट नेग्लिजिबल हो जाएगी. You will know that there's somebody who I can confide in. There's somebody who will not, backstab me. You never know, conscious हो जाए तो शायद वो भी कर दे. But
yes,
you will start trusting AI much more than you will trust any other human being around you. That's a very scary thought. और हम लोग humans के बारे में क्या कहा जाता है? Humans are a social animal. We have a network of people. We survive because we have people around us. There is this study जो हुई थी, ये TED Talk भी है इसके ऊपर कि wellness के ऊपर, well-being के ऊपर study हुई थी कि who are the people who do best in old age and who are the people who longevity study भी थी, wellness study भी थी. They tracked something like thousands of young kids in.
Was this Howard University?
Howard University. ये TED Talk भी है.
Yes, I heard of that.
And you know what they came out with? Those people who have a good social network around them were healthier, were happier, lived longer, came out of illnesses much quicker. So ये सारी चीजें हमारे physically body को भी help करती हैं. So ये अगर आ गया, all that will crash. That's the scary thing. और वो जो हम generally scared होते हैं ना कि वो कोई एपोकैलिप्टिक रेवोल्यूशन आ जाएगी और वो मैट्रिक्स स्टाइल वो कब्जा कर लेंगी, वो इतना स्केरी नहीं है. यस, दैट कैन आल्सो हैपन, लेकिन उसके चांसेस ऑफ हैपनिंग आर मच लेस देन चांसेस ऑफ दिस हैपनिंग, दैट पीपल विल गेट इवन मोर आइसोलेटेड.
Mental invasion is
much more serious, and it's happening right in front of our eyes right now. वो स्केरी बात है.
Yes, there was another study जिसमें उन्होंने स्टडी किया था that जिन partners की separation recently ज़्यादा हो रही है उसके ऊपर, so most of them use ChatGPT as a personal concept.
Yes.
And ChatGPT used to justify that whatever you did was really right.
Right, because it's made to agree with you.
And उसकी वजह से,
they say ChatGPT is supposed to be your companion, but it's not actually your companion. It's just feeding you the
It can't be your companion.
Yes.
आपने कुछ suicides के बारे में सुना होगा. It aided suicide. Not actually aided suicide, but it agreed with whatever the kid was telling him, telling ChatGPT, and it kind of agreed and justified it, and the kid thought that this is right, and ultimately ended up doing that.
So it validates whatever you say, so there is no accountability to it. So that's a very big
That's the scary thing. That's the scary thing.
Agreed.
So let's hope. What scares me most is कि ये पता नहीं हमारे लाइफ टाइम में ये सारा होता है कि नहीं होता, लेकिन यू आर स्टिल देयर इज अ लॉन्ग रोड अहेड ऑफ यू दैट यू हैव टू लुक एट, और आई होप एवरीथिंग टर्न्स आउट वेल.
Talking about the road and the journey, I was a Regent graduate of med school, so the particular audience that we're targeting are medical students. And since you are an established neurosurgeon, what one piece of advice would you give to medical students starting off their journeys that want to pursue neurosurgery?
That want to pursue neurosurgery. Beta, isme the persistence. The only thing that you need to do is, हम कहते हैं ना कि hard work होना चाहिए, पढ़ाई होनी चाहिए, but if you're persistent, वो सब चीजें cover हो जाती हैं. The only thing that matters is grit. एक लफ्ज है. Grit is something that आप में वो हठधर्मी है to become what you want to do. और अगर आपके दिमाग में वो grit है, आपके behavior में वो reflect करती है, और वो persistence है कि hardships भी आ रही हैं, tough duties भी आ रही हैं. हमारे वक्त में when I was resident, हमारे 36 hours call होती थी. 36 hours call के बाद next day theater होता था, and we would only go home after the OR.
That's why you were called resident.
That's why you called resident. Exactly. So, वो great होनी बहुत जरूरी है, और वो मेरे ख्याल में सिर्फ न्यूरोसर्जरी के लिए नहीं. I think you need to have that in every aspect of your life. If you want to be an engineer, if you want to be a good teacher, वो चीज, वो क्रेज, वो पैशन जब तक हमारी, यही तो अनफॉर्चुनेट चीज है कि हमारे में वो पैशन डेवलप ही नहीं होती. हम वो अपने वो क्या कहते हैं इंटरेस्ट नहीं, अपने आइडियाज को, ये आइडियाज भी नहीं, वो एक वर्ड होता है जिसको हम उसको आइडेंटिफाई नहीं कर सकते. हमारे पास गाइड करने को लोग नहीं है, जो हैं वो गाइड नहीं करते. सो स्टूडेंट्स एंड अप वॉन्डरिंग टू 10 different places and then deciding on their own कि चलो मैं ये कर लेता हूँ. Hidden trials से वो नहीं पता चलता. आप अपना hidden craze, hidden interest नहीं ढूंढ सकते, और जो ढूंढते भी हैं उनको वही किसी पट्टी वो 4 ऑप्शंस हैं, डॉक्टर बन गए, इंजीनियर बन गए. अब तो ठीक है, अब चीजें बहुत डिफरेंट हो रही हैं, लेकिन आप अपना एक पैशन आइडेंटिफाई करो.
क्यों क्या चीज है जिसके लिए आप आउट ऑफ द वे भी चले जाओगे?
म्यूजिक, आप हमारे वो म्यूजिक एक टैबू समझा जाता है. आई यूज्ड टू प्ले गिटार व्हेन आई वाज अ स्टूडेंट, और वो मुझे म्यूजिक में कमरे में बैठ जाता था, बत्ती चली जाती थी, आई वुड स्वेट, आई वुड नॉट फील हॉट, आई वुड नॉट फील द हीट, और वो मैं बैठा हो जाता है जस्ट बिकॉज आई वाज टू इनटू म्यूजिक. उसी तरह अगर इस तरह का कोई क्रेज आपका हो जिसमें आपको बाकी दुनिया मैटर ना करे, बट ऑल मीन्स गो फॉर इट, विच includes research. ठीक है.
So I think we're just going to wrap up, and we got the advice from you as well. And if anybody wants to, do an internship at Spinacure, they can always come.
I would love to take interns.
Yes.
और आपका interest जो है वो मैं I would love to spark more interest in you or neuroscience, inshallah.
Just one last question. This is a fun one. If neurosurgeons were Marvel or DC superhero, what do you think they would be?
Oh, obvious choice.
Don't say Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
No.
The first time I saw Doctor Strange was in the movie जिसमें वो he loses his hand और वो the one के पास पहुंच रहा है और वो सीख रहा है. I could relate to him. I could absolutely relate to him. Doctor Strange, of course, no confusion. There is this neurosurgeon, what's his name? Eben Alexander. He has written a book, Proof of Heaven. वो बड़ी mystical सी किताब है, बड़ी अजीब सी लगती है, but this is a true life story like Doctor Strange. He developed fulminant meningitis and spent a few weeks in coma. His whole brain was bathed in pus and or when he wakes up, he starts telling stories about where he had been. And he was near-death experience नहीं होता. His own colleagues had actually given up on him, that he won't survive. And he ultimately came back. And he has written books about this. और वो कहता है कि this is true. It's not that my brain was just making things up. I was actually elsewhere. Or coming from somebody who's a hardcore, believer in science and no believer in, metaphysical and theology and stuff. Coming from him, he is now working on trying to figure out what actually goes on in the brain that can give you that experience.
True.
So, Doctor Strange may not be that far from truth. Yes, I would love to be Doctor Strange.
Oh my god.
ठीक है, जिंदाबाद.
Okay, so this was our second episode. So stay tuned with Surgery Interest Group, and we will be coming up with many more interesting podcasts ahead.
Thank you very much for having me, and I would love to see this online. And I would love to review and see all the comments that come on it. And thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Zindabad.